Hello and welcome back to another episode of Enshrouded. My name is Cloak and Smoke, and in the last episode we took on the Hollowed Halls in the Kindled Waste. As it started, I did realize that I wasn't gaining experience. I now realize that level 25 is the current max level of the game. I've been playing for a bit now and had a chance to mess around with quests, talent trees, dungeons, crafting, and base building. And I wanted to give a quick review on my thoughts on Enshrouded at this time. For quests, I really enjoyed the progression and how the quests made me move through the map. At the first journey, away from base was a bit daunting. It really felt like I was exploring the world though, and I quite enjoyed that. There was a bit of fear, you run away, you're losing your loot, you gotta chase it down. With the glider, kind of took away a little bit from that feeling, but I really did enjoy the glider ability. So, pros and cons there, right? Builds in the game, I only really played solo, but from what I saw, AoE is the name of the game, especially in dungeons. Range definitely felt far superior to strictly melee builds. Starting off as a tanky build felt good, but pretty much as soon as I realized the two-handed jump attack ability was so powerful, and then obviously moving to the fire mage build was a huge eye-opener for me. The talent tree in the game is a lot of fun to learn and explore. I found myself reading through most of the abilities, even ones I wasn't targeting, just to see what was open. I didn't mess too much with the bow builds, but the melee and the caster tree were a lot of fun to progress through. I felt like I was hunting for a lot of skills, so there wasn't really a dead zone. There wasn't like a point where points felt useless as I was going through. I always found, I just need a couple more points and I'm going to get here. And then as soon as I'm done over here, I'm going to move on to this. And it definitely felt like every point was useful. And there are still points I wish I could go after going forward. I am curious when the level cap gets raised. If it gets raised, if this talent tree will be the final one, or if they're going to spread these out so you can go further into the trees, or if eventually you'll just have all the trees maxed out, whether you're caster, ranged, melee, whatever they're looking for. So it'll be interesting to see what they got planned. Dungeons in the game. Dungeons as a solo player were difficult in the beginning due to the amount of enemies. Out in the world, you can kind of pick and choose who you're fighting. In the dungeon, you pull one, you get 10. And without any AoE skill, they can get very overwhelming. But like I said before, once I figured out the AoE damage with the jump attack, and then obviously going into the fire mage build, it became a lot easier. And it became a great challenge, but a lot of fun. It wasn't overwhelming. I do hope in the future there are dungeons with things other than skeletons. The skellies were fun, and the bosses near the end, the ogres or cyclops, it was a lot of fun to battle, but some variety would be nice. Crafting in the game, a lot of games I find crafting can be a bit of a drag, my last crafting game I played was New World, and I definitely found it frustrating, having to constantly loot the same things and go back to the beginning to loot the same things to progress your crafting. Where this one felt, you go from bronze, tin, bronze, iron. Every time you're moving up, you don't have to go back and get all that stuff, unless you want to build stuff for the base or you want to craft some stuff from before. So it always felt like you were progressing and you weren't like backtracking too much. It was also exciting when you loot a new item. You'd always see the new recipes pop up. It was helpful while you're exploring, kind of seeing that little window, this is something new. You always knew it was going to be something good, whether it was for the base or for the character. I just always found I was excited to get back to base after looting items to see what I could make next. Base building in the game, I didn't do a lot of base building in the videos. I did start out, making each person a base of their own, and then in the end, obviously, I've created just this larger space. Nothing fancy, honestly, just a generic big old square, well, I guess like a C, really. So a big old C, which was kind of fun, mess around with a couple things here and there. I'll throw some windows up. I ended up throwing these Can't remember what they're called, to be honest with you. There's the light source here, in case anybody's wondering. The blue luminescent blocks. I did throw some chandeliers. I tried the lanterns. Nothing was giving me the light I wanted, other than wall torches were quite bright. But I didn't really want the whole base filled with torches, so I went with this. And it provides a good amount of light, even in the dark. I did enjoy how everything fits together. You know, as you take one away, everything just kind of meshed well, and very seamless, which was enjoyable. You can swap out blocks. If I want to remove a block underneath of something, I can. It doesn't, you know, mess with the people or anything like that, which was enjoyable. You know, nothing worse than destroying something and then something else gets destroyed and you end up chasing down, you know, recrafting that, and definitely it can be frustrating. So yeah, it was very simple, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. The variety of blocks were also nice. I didn't mess around with too many of them in my base. I mean, through crafting and looting, I did acquire a couple. Obviously, there's quite a bit more to play around with, and I think at some point, I do have a couple bases that I've thrown around the world periodically. I think I have 6 out. 2 of them I don't think I'll do anything with, but the rest I might actually turn into additional homes just to mess around with the building of the game. So I might enjoy that. The exploration of the world that's available right now is massive. As I just showed with here, this is just, you know, what they offer you for 25 levels, which is a huge chunk. Obviously there's a couple places I could probably still stand to explore a little bit further in. I do have a couple quests here and there that I have not completed. I mainly wanted to target elixir wells and the main story. But the world right now is huge, and I'm sure most of you who have looked at the map have looked up here. I mean, it just keeps going. So this world is going to be absolutely massive when they're done, and I'm not sure how they're going to release it in segments, but it looks like a lot of fun, a lot of areas that are going to be available, and I can't wait to see what the other regions are going to look like. Felt like no matter where you go, you're going to stumble upon abandoned mines. There's dungeons, shroud routes, elixir wells, just everywhere. The map is just scattered with things. And, you know, as you're going by a lot of it, you're going to be fixated on a quest, and you're not going to have time to hit it. But once you've been in that around it, it pops up on your map, and you know in the future, you don't really have to mark it. Sometimes you do, but the main things you didn't really have to mark, so you can keep going with your quests and then return at a later date, which was quite nice. Definitely didn't feel like I was missing out on a bunch of stuff, you know, if I did decide to just pass on through. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed putting everything together. The amount of things it makes you build, you know, these little grinding stations and cooking pots and all sorts of little odds and ends, definitely makes it feel like a home. Even if you're not feeling very creative and you just throw things down, once you get a couple crafting things down, it definitely fills up your area. You know, if you want that rested bonus upped, you throw a bunch of stuff in here. I know it looks a little bit janky over here, but it definitely fills up the room. And I could definitely do a lot more. This is just kind of just getting everything down in a way that made sense to me. But I definitely enjoyed how things turned out and how it kind of pushes you to keep going with that stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of this stuff got released in the last patch. You know, you can put up these little wood posts to hold your armor and weapons. Thought that was kind of cool, especially it saves your inventory. You know, you can just throw the weapons here and armor here, and it actually holds it, so it saves your inventory, which was nice. So, all in all, I really enjoyed this game. I hope to keep playing it, and I will keep playing it as more of the game is released. And I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching. I might do some more base building videos, like I was saying, a couple of my bases out there. I might turn into other homes, try some different styles, really mess around with it, not do something so cubey. Just use the base blocks, and you know, as I'm traveling, then I can get that rested experience. I'll throw some stuff in there, repair stations, beds, stuff like that, quality of life stuff, which will be nice. Otherwise, until more content is coming out, I don't think I'll be putting out more episodes other than, like I said, some base building stuff. So, but as they release, I'll definitely put some more adventures on the go or together. So I just want to thank everyone again. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Feel free to like and comment. Let me know if you want to see me do other things, or if you want to see more quests, base building, let me know. And with that, I will say goodbye. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.